Their silence was never silence. It was a sacred preparation so enormous that even the universe had to stand back and wait for it to finish. And it just finished. The universe showed me why. And I need to share it with you before the window closes. Everything you thought was forgetting was actually remembering. Everything you read as distance was a soul going through the deepest change it has ever been through. And every sign you have been getting lately, the ones you almost ignored, the ones that made no sense to your logical mind, they were the universe telling you that this person's silence is about to break. You have been carrying the weight of their quiet like a stone in your chest. You have asked the universe 1,000 times in the dark, will they ever speak again? Will they ever reach for me? The answer is already moving. The signs have already started. And by the end of this message, you will understand exactly what the universe has been trying to tell you. Welcome to Soul Signal. Subscribe now and turn on all notifications. What you're about to hear is arriving at the exact moment your soul is ready to receive it. I need you to understand something before we go any further. And I need you to really hear this. Not just with your mind, with your whole heart. What you felt was real. The connection you felt with this person was not something you made up. It was not wishful thinking. It was not loneliness playing tricks on you. What happened between you and this person was one of the most real things that has ever happened in your life. And deep down, you already know that. You have always known it. Even on the days when doubt tried to convince you otherwise, something inside your chest refused to let go of what it knew to be true. That knowing was not a mistake. That knowing was your soul, recognizing something your mind could not yet explain. Now, let me tell you what has really been happening during this silence. Because it is not what you think. It is not even close to what you think. You thought their silence meant they forgot about you. I understand why you thought that. When someone goes quiet, when the messages stop, when the calls stop, when the presence that used to fill your days suddenly disappears, the easiest explanation is that they moved on, that they found something else, that what you shared was not as deep for them as it was for you. But that is not what happened. Not even close. This person did not forget you. They could not forget you. You are not the kind of person a soul just moves on from. You are the kind of person who walks into someone's life and changes the shape of everything inside them. You reached a part of this person that nobody else has ever reached. You touched something they spent years trying to keep hidden. And when you touched it, everything changed for them. Everything. That is the real reason they went silent. Not because they stopped caring, because they started feeling too much. More than they were ready for, more than they knew how to handle. The feelings that came up after you were so deep and so overwhelming that their voice could not carry them. So they went quiet. Not because of you, because of the size of what you awakened inside them. I need you to hear that again. Their silence was never about you not being enough. It was never about you doing something wrong. It was about a soul that was hit so hard by what it felt with you that it needed time to fall apart and put itself back together. That is what has been happening this whole time. Not forgetting, not moving on, rebuilding from the ground up. So they can come back to you as someone who is finally strong enough to hold what they could not hold before. And I need you to understand what that says about you. It says you are not ordinary. You are not forgettable. You are not someone who can be replaced. You are the person who shook this soul awake. And a soul doesn't forget the one who woke it up. Not in this lifetime. Not ever. You are unforgettable to them. Even in their silence. Especially in their silence. And I know that might be hard to believe right now. I know there are nights when you lie in bed wondering if any of this is real, or if you have been holding on to something that only existed in your own heart. I know there are mornings when you wake up, and the first thing you feel is the weight of not knowing. not knowing if they think about you, not knowing if they care, not knowing if what you felt so deeply was ever felt by them at all. I am telling you right now, it was. It is. It has never stopped being real, not for one single day. The connection between you did not disappear when the silence started. It has been running underneath everything this whole time, like a river that goes underground and then comes back to the surface stronger than before. That is what is happening now. It is coming back to the surface. And when it does, you will finally see that it was never gone. If you have felt a shift in the energy between you recently, even without any contact, type "I understand now" in the comments. Your soul already knows what your mind is just beginning to see. Now I need to tell you about something that has been happening around you. Because while this person has been going through their silent transformation, the universe has not been quiet. It has been sending you signs. And if you have been paying attention, you already know exactly what I am about to describe. The dreams changed. A few weeks ago, maybe a month, the dreams about this person started to feel different. They used to be painful, replays of old hurt, echoes of the distance between you. You would wake up heavy, and the sadness would follow you through the whole day. But recently the dreams shifted. You started dreaming of them looking at you differently, with softer eyes, more open, like something had changed inside them. Maybe they spoke to you in the dream. Something simple. Maybe just your name. Maybe just "I am sorry." The exact words disappeared when you woke up, but the feeling stayed. It stayed with you for hours. Maybe it is still with you right now. If you have had that dream, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You felt it. You remember it. And I need you to know that it was not just a dream. In the spiritual world, dreams are how souls reach for each other when the human mind is not ready yet. When the dreams change from replaying the past to showing you something new, it means the connection is being updated. Something old is ending. Something new is beginning. And your soul was the first to know. Then the numbers started appearing. 111 on a clock right when you were thinking about them. 222 the morning after one of those dreams. 555 at the exact moment their name crossed your mind, over and over again. So many times that even the part of you that tries to be logical could not explain it away. You saw those numbers. You know which ones I'm talking about. And they were not random. They were the universe telling you that something is shifting, that a new beginning is already starting. That change is not coming someday. It is happening right now. Then your body started doing things that made no sense. A sudden warmth in your chest when you were doing something completely ordinary. A tingling in your hands. Your heart beating faster in the middle of the night for no reason at all. A feeling like someone was close to you when you were completely alone in your room. You might have reached for your phone in those moments, expecting a message, finding nothing, and feeling confused because everything in your body was telling you that something had just happened, that someone had just reached for you from far away. You were right. Your body was not lying to you. When a soul starts moving back toward another soul, the body feels it first, before any words, before any messages, before the mind can even understand what is happening. Your body recognized their energy the way your lungs recognize air. It did not need to think about it. It just knew. What you felt was real. All of it. Every warm feeling that came out of nowhere. Every moment your heart reached for them without your permission. Every night you woke up feeling like something was different. All of it was real. And all of it was the universe preparing you for what is about to happen. You are not crazy. You are not making this up. You are not seeing things that are not there. You are one of the few people who is sensitive enough to feel what is happening in the invisible world before it shows up in the visible one. That is not a weakness. That is a gift. And right now, that gift is telling you that everything is about to change. Then someone said something to you that stopped you. A friend, a stranger, someone you did not expect. They said a sentence that hit differently, a sentence that felt like it was aimed directly at your situation. Like the universe borrowed someone else's mouth to tell you exactly what you needed to hear at exactly the right moment. That was not an accident. That was a message, and it was meant for you. And then the deepest sign of all, the one that does not need any proof from the outside world. A knowing, a quiet certainty in your chest that something has changed, not hope. Hope is loud and desperate and afraid. This is different. This is calm. This is steady. This is a feeling that just says, I do not know how I know, but I know. That knowing is real. It is the most real thing you have felt in a long time. It is not you being desperate. It is not wishful thinking. It is your soul telling you that everything is already in motion, that the only thing left is for the outside world to catch up with what has already been decided in the place where souls operate. Their silence was never silence. It was a countdown, and that countdown is almost over. If you have experienced any of these signs, tell me which one in the comments. Dreams, numbers, body feelings, a stranger's words, or the knowing. Let us see how many souls are receiving the same message right now. I know what you are thinking. You are wondering why it took so long. If the universe has been working on this, why months of pain? Why all those nights of not knowing? Why not just bring them back right away? I need you to understand something. The universe was not being cruel. The universe was being careful. Every single day of that silence had a reason. Not to hurt you, to prepare you. If this person had come back 3 months ago, they would have come back as the same person who left. Same fears, same walls, same inability to hold the depth of what you are. And you would have taken them back, not because it was right, because 3 months ago you were still hurting enough to accept anything just to stop the pain. But that is not who you are anymore. Think about that. Think about the difference between who you were then and who you are right now. You are not the same person. You are stronger. You are clearer. You are more grounded in who you are than you have ever been. The silence did that. It was not wasted time. It was the universe shaping you into the person who is ready for what is coming. And the silence did the same thing for them. It broke them open. It made them face things about themselves they had been running from for years. It tore down walls they thought would stand forever. And in the place where those walls used to be, something new has been built. A heart that is bigger, braver, ready to hold what it dropped the last time. And here is something beautiful about that. Both of you were doing the same thing at the same time without knowing it. While you were growing stronger, they were growing braver. While you were learning to stand on your own, they were learning that standing alone without you is not the kind of life they want. Two people on opposite sides of a silence, both being shaped by it, both being made ready for the same moment. That moment is now. The universe waited for both of you to reach this point, and you have reached it. Both of you, right now. What is happening right now in the spiritual world is that a window is opening, a rare window, the kind that only opens when two souls have both done enough growing to meet each other at a level they could not reach before. In this window, things that felt impossible start to feel possible. Walls that stood for months come down in days. Fear that kept someone frozen for weeks suddenly loses its power in a single moment. You're inside that window right now, and so are they. I know part of you is afraid to believe this. I know you have been hurt before. I know trusting that something good is actually coming feels dangerous. Because what if it does not happen, and you have to carry the disappointment on top of everything else you have already been carrying? That fear makes sense. It is trying to protect you. But I need you to hear this. What the universe has started between you and this person is real. It has always been real, and it is closer to becoming visible than it has ever been before. Their silence was never silence. It was the universe holding its breath, and now it is ready to let go. I know how badly you want to believe this, and I also know how scared you are to believe it, because you have been disappointed before. Because hoping for something and not getting it is one of the most painful things a heart can experience, and your heart has already been through so much. But I need you to hear this one more time. What is happening right now is real. This is not just a nice message to make you feel better for a few minutes. This is the truth about your situation. The energy has already shifted. The person who has been silent is already being moved toward you. And the only thing standing between where you are now and the moment everything changes is a little more time. Not a lot. A little. You have waited this long. You can hold on a little longer. And this time, the waiting is different. Because this time, something is actually coming. Type "sacred window" in the comments if you can feel it. If something inside you just recognize the truth of what I am saying. Your words are not just words. They are your soul saying yes to what is coming. Now I need to share something that might be the most powerful part of this entire message, because I'm about to show you what this person has been feeling. Not what they have been showing. Not the silence. Not the distance. What they have actually been feeling underneath all of it. And I want you to be gentle with yourself as you listen to this, because what you are about to hear might make you cry. It might make your chest tight. It might bring up feelings you have been trying to keep under control. That is okay. Let it come. You are safe here. If this person could sit in front of you right now and say what is truly in their heart, this is what you would hear. I think about you every morning before the day starts. There is a small moment when I first open my eyes, when you are the only thing in my mind. Before I remember the distance, before I remember the fear. Just you. That moment is the most honest part of my day. I've driven to your street. I need you to know that. I sat in my car with the engine off and my hands shaking, and I did not knock. I just needed to be near where you are, because being close to you is the closest I come to feeling whole. I have said your name out loud in empty rooms, just to hear it in my own voice, just to remind myself that you are real, and that what I felt with you was real, and that I did not imagine the only thing in my life that has ever felt like home. But I am terrified. I am terrified that I broke something that cannot be repaired, that you have healed past me, that the space I used to have in your heart has been filled with something better. I am terrified that if I reach out, your silence will be the answer. And your silence would be the most painful thing I have ever heard. Because it would not be anger. It would be peace. The peace of someone who no longer needs me. And I do not know how to survive that. So I go back and forth. Courage at night. Fear by morning. Messages written and deleted. Calls started and ended before they ring. But something broke open in me this week. Something I cannot close. Light is coming through it. Your light. And it is filling every part of me. And I cannot make it dark again. The silence is ending. Not because I am brave. Because I cannot survive another day inside it. I need you to sit with those words for a moment. I need you to understand that this is not something I made up to make you feel better. This is the truth of what is happening in this person's heart right now. The battle between fear and love, between staying safe and coming home to you. And love is winning. Slowly, quietly, but it is winning. You did not imagine this connection. What you felt was real. What they feel right now is more real than it has ever been. Their silence was never silence. It was everything they have been wanting to say to you, pressing against the inside of their chest until the pressure became too much to contain. And it is about to come out. If those words hit something deep inside you, type, "I felt that," in the comments. Your soul just heard what their voice has not found the courage to say out loud yet. Now I need to tell you the most important thing. And it is not about them. It is about you. You have been so focused on their silence that you may not have noticed something incredible that happened while you were waiting. You changed. You grew. You became someone that the person who left would barely recognize. Think about what you survived. You carried that silence in your chest for months. You went to bed every night not knowing if they would ever speak again. You woke up every morning with the same weight on your heart. And you kept going. You kept living. You kept your heart open when the easiest thing in the world would have been to close it forever. Do you understand how rare that is? Do you understand how strong you have to be to love someone in silence and still not let that silence turn you bitter? Most people would have shut down. Most people would have built walls so high that nothing would ever reach them again. But you did not do that. You stayed open. You stayed soft. In a world that gave you every reason to become hard, you chose to stay soft. That is not weakness. That is the most powerful thing a person can do. And the universe sees it. The universe has been watching you this whole time. Watching you choose hope when there was no proof. Watching you keep your heart open when there was no reward. Watching you become exactly the person you needed to become for what is coming next. You are worthy of what is coming. I need you to hear that. You are worthy of a love that does not make you wonder. You are worthy of someone who shows up fully and stays. You are worthy of the peace that comes from knowing you are chosen, not as a backup, not as a second thought, as the one, as the only one. You have always been worthy of that. The silence never changed your worth. Nothing could ever change your worth. Your worth was decided before you were born, and nothing that has happened since can take it away. Here is what I need you to do. Do not shrink. Do not go back to checking your phone every 5 minutes. Do not go back to waiting for a message that will make you feel like you matter. You already matter. You have always mattered. And the strength you built during this silence is the most beautiful thing about you right now. If they come back, and I believe they are about to, you will know exactly what to do. Not because you planned it, because your heart has learned things during this time that it did not know before. It knows the difference now between someone who has truly changed and someone who is just afraid of losing you. It knows how to read the truth behind words. Trust that knowing. It cost you everything to earn it. And if the silence lasts a little longer, hear this. What the universe has started cannot be undone. The energy is already moving. Whether it comes as a message tomorrow, or a phone call next week, or a moment months from now, when they appear and the words finally come out, what has been set in motion is already done in the world where souls decide these things. Your only job is to keep being who you have become. Do not trade the peace you earned for worry. Your peace is the very thing that is pulling them back. When you are at peace, you shine. And your light is what the universe is using to guide them home. You are not someone waiting to be chosen. You never were. You are someone whose love was so real that it shook another soul awake. And that soul has been quietly finding its way back to you ever since. I need you to really hear that. You are not begging for anything. You are not chasing anything. You are standing in your own light, and the universe is rearranging everything around you to bring what belongs to you back to where it belongs. The same force that keeps the stars in place has been keeping you steady through every night of this journey. You are held, you are guided, you are loved, not just by this person, by the universe itself, by something bigger than both of you that has been watching over this connection from the very beginning. You did everything right. I need you to know that. You loved honestly. You waited with grace. You kept your heart open when the world told you to close it. There is nothing you should have done differently. There is nothing you need to fix about yourself. You are not the problem. You were never the problem. You are the answer to a prayer this person made a long time ago. And answers do not always arrive on time, but they always arrive. And this person can feel your light right now. They might not understand it, but something in them is being pulled toward you the way the ocean is pulled by the moon, without effort, without choice, with the deep knowing that some things were never meant to stay apart. If this message found you at the exact moment you needed it, type the words, "I am ready," in the comments. Not "I am waiting," not "I am hoping." I am ready. Let those words be your message to the universe tonight, a signal that says, I have been through the fire, I survived,